Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Katie and today I'm going to be doing the Reading Habits book tag. So I was tagged to do this by Angela from the channel Literature Science Alliance. So I'll link her down below and you should definitely go and check her out because her videos are amazing. She has such a great taste in books. And she also does these science behind the magic videos, which is super cool. And obviously I love science, so I always really enjoy those videos. And she explains everything so well, so even if you're not like that into it, I'm sure you still enjoy them. I think her latest one was like on octopus and how they change colour, which was super cool. So I would definitely recommend checking her out. So let's just get into the tag. The first question is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? So I tend to read, so downstairs we have our lounge, so I tend to either read in there on like we have this chair, or we have another room called the playroom and there's another sofa in there. So basically on the sofa or the chair is where I tend to read. I do sometimes read like a little bit in bed before I go to bed, but I can't, like I like to, if I'm in bed I like to read like lying on my front, and I can't stay in that position for too long, so like probably max half an hour for that position. But I do tend to like shuffle around a lot. Like I have my feet one way and then feet the other, and then sit cross-legged for a bit and then legs out for a bit. I just move around a lot. I can't sit still. Yeah. So then the next question is bookmark or random piece of paper. So I use both. I tend to, if I can find a bookmark, I will use it. But I mean, I do have a lot of bookmarks, but they always seem to get lost. Like, because Book Depository always give you bookmarks. And then my grandma always, for Christmas, she gets us these gifts from a charity called Embrace the Middle East. And they always come with like a bookmark. I'll see if I can find one. Oh yeah, here. So like this one was a prescription pack one. So we've got tons of these. Because on the little card, they always come with like a little rip-off bookmark. I've got some from like university, like advertising ones. I've got I'll show you, this pretty wooden bookmark, which I got from the Crown of Feathers pre-order, no, Heart of Flames pre-order, so that's pretty. Although I never use this one because I'm scared something bad will happen to it if I use it. But yeah, this is probably my favourite bookmark that I own. Oh, but if I can't find any bookmarks, I'll just use like a receipt or something that's laying around, or a piece of scrap paper. And then the next question is, can you just stop reading, or does it have to be at the end of the chapter? So I think ideally I'd like it to be at the end of the chapter, but like if I'm reading like before we go out or something for like 15 minutes, then I can just stop, especially if it's a super long chapter. Although we do try and like to get it to like a little scene break, because otherwise sometimes I can't remember where I am on the page. But yeah, I do generally like to get to the end of the chapter, but I don't I don't need to. Also, like audiobooks, I do just tend to like stop them wherever I'm listening to, and then usually when I start them up again, I will skip back 30 seconds just to kind of refresh myself. Do you eat or drink while reading? Not generally, no. I don't know, I like to like focus on one thing at a time. I don't know, and also I think I'd be worried like I would spill something on a book or something. So yeah, I don't really do that. Music or TV while reading? No, I wouldn't be able to focus. Like, I admire everyone who can, but yeah, if like the TV's on in the lounge, I have to go into a different room because I just can't do like two things at once. And music, I'd just be listening to the music instead of reading and stuff. So I can read if like the radio's on in the background. So I guess I probably could read with music on, but yeah, I definitely can't watch TV while reading. I don't know, how can people do that? That's such a skill. Yeah. One book or several at once? Definitely several at once. I think I'm not very good at just reading one book at a time. I think also I quite like that, because then if you're in the mood to read but not a specific book, you can like read something else. So you've always got a few options on the go at once. Although sometimes it does get a bit out of hand and I don't know, you just feel like you need to finish a book. So I do tend to read like several at once. Yeah. Reading at home or everywhere? Well, at the moment at home, but I can read anywhere. Like I listen to audiobooks generally if I'm out and about, like going for a walk, I'll listen to an audiobook, or like if I'm going on public transport somewhere, like on the bus or the train, I'll listen to an audiobook. I can't really read on like the train, but I can listen to audiobooks. Yeah, sometimes I'll read in like the library. I should probably be studying, but occasionally I will read. I can read anywhere pretty much. as long as there's no TV on. Reading out loud or silently in your head? Silently. I don't know who would read out loud. Well, I guess if you're reading to like children or something. I don't know, I guess I do sometimes like mouth along with the words, especially if I'm like rereading. I don't know. And I make facial expressions all the time of like what the characters are doing. So if it's like this person frowned, I'll be like, yeah, I definitely do that. But I don't think I actually like say the words out loud. Yeah, read silently. Read ahead or skip pages. I generally don't do this. I do like flip ahead sometimes to like see what's gonna happen, which is a bit naughty, but oh well. But I never like will skip a chunk of a book really. Yeah, it's like I don't like DNFing books. I want to, but I don't know, I just can't. So I think that's kind of a similar thing. I like to have read it all. Break spine or like new. So I like to keep spines like new if I have them, and I think I'm pretty good at it actually. Like I can read a book quite easily without breaking the spine, which is actually, well, like especially for UK books it's quite easy to break the spine, but I've mastered it. It's a skill. Although having said that, if I have a book there where the spine's already cracked, like if I bought it used or from a charity shop or something, then I don't mind at all. It's just I don't like to actually crack the spine myself, if that makes sense. So if the spine's already cracked, that's fine. But if it's not, then I don't like to personally crack it. I don't know why. Just can't damage it. But yeah, so that's that one. Do you write in your books? Not generally. I will occasionally, especially if it's first person, alternating point of views, and it doesn't tell you who it is. So like for example, in Spinning Silver, get it out. The characters, the chapters, they're from 3 different like points of view, but they're all first person, and it never like tells you to distinguish. So I had to like write it in. You can like see there, like which character it was, just so yeah, I would know. And then if I ever read it again, then it's quite helpful. I think that just helps me keep track of things. But yeah, I don't generally like annotate books that much. But I don't mind writing if like I really want to, so yeah. When do you read? Morning, afternoon, evening? I generally read like any time, yeah. Like if, just generally the evenings probably. Well, I've been a bit bad at reading in the evenings recently, but I think my ideal reading time is like the morning, but then that's also my ideal like studying time, so I have to prioritise. But yeah, I can read anytime. Best setting to read in, I guess at home, in the chair when it's raining outside with the light on. My parents always get annoyed at me for like having the light on in the like in whatever room I'm in, even if it's like still like daytime. But I don't know, I just feel like I can read so much better if the light's on. That's kind of random, but yeah. So what do you do first, read or watch? So generally, well, I always used to like be a read first person, like the Hunger Games and Twilight and everything like that. I had to like read the books before they came out. But then recently I've been like watching things and then reading the book, like Little Women. And also, well, I don't know, I'm really funny with fantasy shows. Like if I've watched them, then sometimes I don't want to read the book. So like Game of Thrones, I know I'd enjoy the books, and I have actually read the first Game of Thrones book, but a long time ago. So I feel like I would enjoy that series, but I don't know, something just puts me off reading it. And the same with The Witcher. Like I really enjoyed the TV show, but for some reason I just worried I'm not gonna like the books. Although I did recently read Leviathan Wakes, which is the first book in the Expanse series, having previously watched the TV show. So, and I did really enjoy that. So I would say, yeah, now it's kind of a watch first, read after. But yeah, I actually think I like it that way around, because then, because often if you read the book first, then the TV or movie seems disappointing, whereas the other way around, you enjoy the TV or movie and then you enjoy the book even more. So yeah. So then the next question is, which do you prefer, audiobook, ebook or physical? So I like them all, to be honest. I think like if I could only do one for the rest of my life, it would probably be audiobooks actually, because I just feel like, especially if the narrator's good, it just adds so much to the story. Like you get the things all acted out for you, and yeah, it's just so great. And it just really, I feel like it helps me with like visualizing. Otherwise, probably ranking it would be audio, physical, ebook. Although I do like ebooks in certain situations. So yeah, it's a hard one, that. Yeah, I do love them all though. I would say I read a pretty even mix. So I have this little chart in my little journal So the yellow ones are audiobooks I've read this year, the green ones are ebooks, and then the pink ones are physical books. So I've read like pretty even mix, I would say. Yeah. So yeah, I like them all. And the next question is, do you have a unique reading habit? I'm not sure. I don't really think so. I'm quite a generic person. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I like to like read ahead sometimes, like spoil myself sometimes, just because I feel like I enjoy books more that way. I don't know. If you're not like anxious about what's gonna happen to the characters, I just feel like I can enjoy a book more. So I guess that's kind of unique. But yeah. Do book series have to match? So I'm assuming this is talking about like paperback, hardback, or like matching covers. I don't think they like have to absolutely match, but I like, so if I have a series that's like, I don't like, I like, say, this is getting a bit, if the first book is so say it's a trilogy, then if the first two are paperback and the last one is hardback, I'm fine with that. If the first one's paperback and the last two are hardback, I'm fine with that. If the first one is paperback, the second one is hardback, and the last one is paperback, I don't like that. So it has to be like a flow. So like it can step up, but once it's up, it has to stay up, if that makes sense. So like, yeah, I hope that made sense. But so yeah, so like if I have the first two in a series in paperback and then all the rest in hardback, that's fine. But then I couldn't go back to paperback once I'd switched to hardback, if that makes sense. Yeah. Hopefully that made sense. In terms of matching covers, I'm not too bothered about that really. I guess I like it when they match, especially like the spines matching, but I don't really mind too much. Like my Shadowhunter books, they're all a bit random. Like I have the Mortal Instrument box set with all the illustrated ones, but then like Clockwork Prince just has a completely like normal spine. So yeah, anyway. So that is the tag. I am not going to tag anyone specific, but if you want to do this tag, I would love it if you could and tell me, because I will definitely watch your video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any comments on anything I've said, then leave them down below. Yeah, and if you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you next time.